Hey guys, welcome back to the garage. We're in our 2010 Nissan, Sentra. Today we're going to be working on our steering wheel clock spring. The clock spring is going to control the airbag as well as the controls on the steering wheel. We got blinking light on the dashboard for the airbag saying that it's not detected. Total safety hazard. I want my mom to have that. And the steering wheel controls. Those are nice to have. So let's take a look and see what we're going to have to undo on the steering wheel. First, the most important thing is to disconnect your battery. If you don't disconnect the battery, then you can deploy the airbag, and you don't want that blowing up in your face. That'll hurt. Let your system discharge a little bit. The airbag can still be active for a few minutes after you unplug the battery. Here are the tools that we used for this job. Extension and a 3/8 this deep well socket. This was 10 millimeter Phillips head screw, two small flathead screwdrivers, the cover for the steering column. I used both of them when I was removing the airbag plug so I could apply an even pressure off the top and the bottom. Phillips head screwdriver, a 19 millimeter socket with the adapter, and a big breaker bar to take the steering wheel itself off. Now if we take a look at our steering wheel, around the side here, you've got this cap. That'll pop out pretty easy. This I think is a 10 millimeter. 3/8 will fit, and that's to remove the airbag out of the steering wheel. Here is our clock spring assembly. Came out pretty easily. We did disconnect the controls from the main assembly here. These came off super simple. Little tabs on either side, squeeze those, pop right out. Simple tabs to plug back in to the aftermarket one. A really important consideration for this particular model clock spring is the position of your starting steering wheel. You have a little more than 2 rotations in either direction. If you rotate the new one that you're putting in too far in either direction and try to put this back on, when you go to turn the wheel of your car, it's going to snap the ribbon cable that's inside here. I have no idea if you can fix it by taking it all apart. So I'm just going to show you this, where it's going to stop. So I believe I have it at the top dead center. If I turn counterclockwise, I can go around 1, 2, and a partial turn, and it stops there. So partial, 1, 2, and we should be back at center. Meaning if we go clockwise, we have 1 full rotation, 2, and a partial stop there. Any further, either direction will break this ribbon cable. Partial, 1, 2, back at top dead center. So now we're going to take our new one, our replacement. I believe it's an aftermarket. I don't think it's an actual Nissan here. I got it off Amazon. So we'll toss this dead thing off to the side. Here's our replacement. Yeah, this is an aftermarket one. Does not have the Nissan logo. And we're going to check our top dead center before we put it in. I don't think I rotated this, messing around with it, but we'll check. So top dead center. And it's, look at that. So this one has a pin here stopping the rotation. That's handy. Good to know. So we'll double check to make sure it has the same rotational capacities. So if I go 1, 2, 3. All right. 1, 2, 3. Then we're back at top dead center. 1, 2, and I feel it tightening there. It's partial. 1, 2, back at top dead center. So I'm going to put that clip back in just so I don't mess with it, and we're going to continue to put this steering wheel back together. So something else I just noticed here, this is the back of the 2 controls. This is the one that came off, and we have this Bosch module. I'm not exactly sure what this is. I'm imagining maybe the steering wheel controls. This one does not have this assembly, but I do see 1, 2, 3 screws for this one, and I do have the same 1, 2, 3 screw holes. I was just double checking, and I noticed that there's 2 plugs for the clock spring itself, and I do have 3 plugs dangling here. So I noticed that this, I wouldn't have anywhere to plug it in. So I'm glad I double checked. I'm gonna remove this piece and attach it to this clock spring. Another consideration when putting the steering wheel back in are these marks here to make sure you have the steering wheel aligned properly with your steering assembly. The two lines, I mean, you see them, they're lined up, and the pin for the clock spring lines up there, top dead center, aligned with these. We're going to go ahead and reconnect our battery, just like the reverse, positive first. I'm not going to tighten these down because I need to do some other work to it. And then our negative. Alright, now I'm a little nervous about this part. Whenever you mess with an airbag, there's a little bit of a concern. So, let's see. One's blinking there. Door's open. Okay, we got power. Key on. Start it. Airbag's still blinking. Still airbag. What about the mode buttons? Ah, that's working. This is the cruise control. That's working. Aux mode, CD, auxiliary. So that works. Volume works. Alright, so all those controls work. But the airbag light is still blinking. I'm going to do some research. Alright, we're back. A little bit of research. So what we did here with the key with you in your car, we've got our ignition switch here. We turned the ignition on, waited for the airbag light to come on, and then shut back off. Turn the ignition off when you see the airbag light turn off. Do the same thing, turn the ignition on, wait for the airbag light to shut off. Click it off. Turn it on, and wait for the airbag light. You should see it start to blink slowly. When this happens, repeat the previous steps. Off, back on. I shut the car off, and you'll see now when I start it up, turn the key on, all the lights turn on, start it up. Oh hey airbag light. Goodbye airbag light. No more blinking. We still have all of our controls and our horn. Good to go. So after all that, there's still one more thing we have to do. We're going to have to get in alignment and have our computer recalibrated. You can bring your car to any shop that does the computer recalibration, but not all shops have that capacity, so go ahead and call ahead first. I was able to bring mine up to a local Tires Plus. End of the day, took about an hour or so, $150. After I left the shop, good to go. Straight as an arrow, no airbag light, no ABS light. Could be happier with it. And that was it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like or a subscribe, or both. Drop me a comment, tell me how we're doing, what else you'd like to see. And until next time, I'll catch you later.